How sore should you be after a workout? Will soreness determine how effective it is? This is such a great question and a really common area of confusion. So let's just get this first part out of the way. Not being able to walk or walk down the stairs or sit in a toilet or raise your arms means you went too far. The volume was too much, either by the sets and the reps or by just the weight that you used itself. Overall, you did too much. This isn't the end of the world. It's a teaching moment. Like, ultimately, this is how you're going to learn where you should be over time. It is okay to have some moderate soreness the next day, especially if it's in those muscle groups that you were working. This can be a great teaching moment as well, that like, hey, I pushed myself, I achieved a new stimulus for my body, and I really actually targeted the muscle groups that I was working. It's not a bad thing entirely at all. However, soreness is not an indicator that the workout was effective. The research actually shows that just because you weren't sore doesn't mean that you didn't build muscle. So generally speaking, for most of your workouts, you want to find yourself somewhere between the toggle of some good moderate soreness and not really being sore at all. So on that note, not every workout needs to be, 1 rep away or 2 reps away even from technical failure. This is another great reason to follow a smart, well thought out program ultimately. When I'm programming for my clients, I'm not telling them push to failure every single week. I'm usually giving them 1 week, usually the first week, where I'm telling them to back off a little bit, leave maybe 4 to 5 reps left in the tank. Now, depending on the stimulus that I want for that particular cycle, I might ramp up that reps in reserve. That's how I help them gauge effort the next week and the next week, and then eventually have them peak where they are pushing towards technical failure. But at the end of the day, one thing I also teach them is autoregulation, especially for my ladies. Those of us that are getting a regular cycle are going to be very cyclical in terms of our energy and our power, all right? And so that might not always line up perfectly with the progressions that I have set for you, right? So I usually teach my clients that if over the course of a 4-week cycle, if 2 of those weeks you felt like you were working within 2 to 3 reps of technical failure for most of your lifts, you killed it. If you're feeling overly sore all the time, I really want you to check your protein intake. At the bare minimum, just make sure you're having 3 to 4 servings of protein a day, especially around your workouts. Protein is key for recovery. So if you're always feeling under recovered, I really want you to check your protein intake. But sleep is another major factor when it comes to recovery. So if you sleep really poorly, that's something that's going to dictate the intensity that you have to give the next day, right? Sleep is where we recover. And a lot of the magic with muscle building is actually in the recovery process.